Chapter 26. Some people from Ziph went to Geba and told Saul that David was hiding on Mount Hakilah across from Jeshimon. So Saul immediately went to the desert of Ziph with 3,000 of Israel's best soldiers to look for David. They camped on Mount Hakilah across from Jeshimon. David was in the desert and heard that Saul had come after him. Then he sent some spies and found out that Saul was really there. Immediately he went to the place where Saul and Abner, son of Ner, the commander of his army, were sleeping. Saul was sleeping inside the camp and his soldiers were camped around him. Then David asked Ahimelech the Hittite and Abishai, whose mother was Zeruiah and whose brother was Joab, "Who will go with me into Saul's camp?" "I will," Abishai answered. So that night, David and Abishai went into Saul's camp and found him sleeping in the middle of the camp, with his spear stuck in the ground near his head. Abner and the soldiers were sleeping around him. Then Abishai said to David, "Tonight God has handed your enemy over to you. Now let me pin Saul to the ground with his own spear with just one blow. I won't need to strike twice." But David said, "Don't kill him. The Lord God will punish anyone who raises a hand to kill the king whom he has chosen. As surely as the Lord God lives, he himself will strike Saul down, either when his day comes to die or in battle. The Lord keep me from raising a hand against the one he chose as king. Let's take his spear and his water jug and go." So David took the spear and the water jug that were beside Saul's head and left with Abishai. No one saw them or knew what had happened, and no one woke up. They were all sound asleep, because the Lord had caused them to fall into a deep sleep. Then David crossed to the other side of the valley, went up to the top of the hill, a good distance away, and shouted to Abner and Saul's soldiers, "Abner, are you listening?" "Who is calling to the king?" Abner asked. "Aren't you a man?" David shouted. "Isn't there no one like you in Israel? Then why didn't you guard your master the king? Someone came into your camp to kill your master, the king." "You failed, Abner. I swear by the Lord, the living God, that you all deserve to die. Because you didn't protect your master, the Lord's chosen king. Look, where's the king's spear? Where's the water jug that was by his head?" Saul recognized David's voice and asked, "Is that your voice, my son David?" "Yes, sir," David answered. "Why are you still chasing me, your servant? What have I done? What crime have I committed? Please, listen to what I have to say. If it is God who turned you against me, may he be pleased with an offering and change his mind. But if it was some people who did this, may God's curse fall on them, because they have driven me away from the land of the Lord God into a land where I can only worship foreign gods. Don't let me be killed in a foreign land, far from the Lord God. Why would the king of Israel come out to chase a flea like me? Why hunt me like a wild bird?" "I was wrong," Saul said. "Come back, my son David. I will never harm you again because tonight you respected my life." "Ah, I have acted like a fool and made a big mistake. Here is your spear, sir. Let one of your men come and get it. The Lord God rewards those who are faithful and right. Today he put you into my hands, but I did not raise my hand to kill the one he chose as king. Just as I respected your life today, may the Lord do the same for me and save me from all trouble." "God bless you, my son," said Saul. "You will do great things and succeed in everything you do." Then David went his way, and Saul returned home. Chapter 27. David thought like this one day, "Saul will kill me. The best thing I can do is flee to the land of the Philistines. Then Saul will stop searching for me throughout the land of Israel, and so I will be free from danger." Then David and his 600 men immediately went to where Achish, son of Maok, governor of Gath, was. And David and his men stayed living there in Gath with their families. With David were his 2 wives, Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail, the widow of Nabal of Carmel. When Saul found out that David had fled to Gath, he stopped searching for him. David said to Achish, "If you are my friend, give me a small city so I can live in it. There is no need for me to stay living with you in the capital." Then Achish gave David the city of Ziklag. That is why to this day Ziklag belongs to the kings of Judah. David lived 1 year and 4 months in the land of the Philistines. David and his men used to attack the Geshurites, the Girzites, and the Amalekites, who had lived in that region for a long time. They attacked their land from the south all the way to Egypt. They killed all the men and women. They took the sheep, the cattle, the donkeys, the camels, and also the clothes. Then David returned to Gath, And Achish would ask him, "Who did you attack today?" And David would reply that he had attacked the south of Judah, or the tribe of Jerahmeel, or the land of the Kenites. David killed everyone, men and women, so that no one would return to Gath and tell what he and his men were doing. David did this the entire time he lived among the Philistines. Achish trusted David and said he is greatly hated by his own people, the Israelites, and because of that, he will serve me for life. Chapter 28. Sometime later, the Philistines gathered their troops to fight against Israel. Then Achish said to David, "Know that you and your men will fight on my side. Of course, I am here to help. You will see what I am capable of doing. All right, you will be my personal bodyguard for life." Samuel had died, and all the Israelites had mourned his death, and they had buried him in the city of Ramah, where he had been born. Saul had expelled from Israel all the mediums and fortune-tellers. The Philistine soldiers gathered and camped near the city of Shunem. Saul gathered the Israelites and camped on Mount Gilboa. When Saul saw the army of the Philistines, he was terrified and asked the Lord God what he should do. But the Lord did not answer him, not by dreams, not by the Urim, nor through the prophets. Then Saul ordered his officers, "Look for a woman who is a medium. I will go to consult her." They found a medium in Endor. Then Saul disguised himself, wearing different clothes. When it got dark, he went with 2 of his men to speak with the woman. "Consult the spirits for me and tell me what will happen. I will say the name of a man, and you will bring up his spirit. You surely know what King Saul did. He expelled from Israel all the fortune-tellers and mediums. So why are you trying to trap me? So that I will be killed?" And Saul swore in the name of God, the Lord, "By the Lord, the living God, I promise you will not be punished for doing this. Who do you want me to bring up?" "Samuel." When the woman saw Samuel, "Why did you deceive me? You are King Saul. Don't be afraid. What do you see? See a spirit rising from the earth? What does he look like?" "He is an old man rising up. He's wrapped in a cloak." Then Saul understood that it was Samuel. He knelt and put his face to the ground in respect. Then Samuel said to Saul, "Why did you disturb me? Why did you make me come back? The Philistines are at war with me, and God has abandoned me. He no longer answers me, not through prophets, nor by dreams. That's why I called you to tell me what I must do." "Why did you call me? Now that the Lord God has abandoned you and become your enemy? The Lord has done to you what he promised through me he would do. He took the kingdom from you and gave it to someone else, to David. You disobeyed the Lord's commands and did not completely destroy the Amalekites and everything they had. That is why the Lord is doing this to you now. He will hand you and the people of Israel over to the Philistines. Tomorrow, you and your sons will be with me, and the Lord will also hand over the army of Israel to the Philistines." At that moment, Saul fell to the ground full length, crushed by what Samuel had said. He was weak because he had eaten nothing all that day and all that night. The woman came near to him, and seeing that he was terrified, said, "I risked my life doing what you asked. Now please do what I am asking. Let me bring you some food. Eat something to regain strength and be able to travel." Saul refused and said he would not eat anything. But his officers also insisted that he should eat. Finally, he agreed, got up from the ground, and sat on the bed. Then the woman quickly killed a fattened calf. She also took some wheat flour, kneaded it, and baked it into unleavened bread. Then she served the food to Saul and his officers, and they ate. And that same night they left.